Hello and welcome to my video. This video will show you how to personalize the medication tracker list that I sell on Etsy. This video is specifically for the Google Sheets versions used on the web with a laptop or a desktop. When you open the document, you're going to see the first page, first tab, which is called Instructions. And you can see those tabs down here at the bottom left. You just click to change tabs. The next one to the right is called My Medication List. Click on that. You'll see we have a little bit of an example here, and this is the one we're going to come back and demonstrate how to personalize. And this is the tab that you'll personalize in the one that you purchased. Then I'm also including an example for you to show you specifically what this can look like and an example of how I use it. Coming back over to My Medication List, first thing we want to do is click into this name and date of birth and put in our name and a date. From there, we're going to look at our column titles. We have medication, generic name, dose, quantity, frequency, reason, begin date, and provider. For medication, this should be the brand name and generic name should be the generic name. If you don't know which one is which, that's fine. Just enter one in each place and a medical professional can help you figure out which one is which. Next is the dosage, which is the amount of medicine that's in each pill. Most of the times this is in milligrams, but you should always check your prescription bottle. The quantity is how many you take. The frequency is how often you take it, how many times a day, week, or month. And then the reason is what you're taking that medication to treat. For me, this is a medication I take, and I take it for gout. Next, you want to put in a begin date, enter the most specific information you have here. If you do have the month, day, and year, you should enter that, and you should keep track of that as you add medicines going forward. But if you just have a year, which is what I have on this one, just enter the year. For provider, you have a couple of options. You can enter the provider's name here, or you can enter the specialty. I choose to enter the specialty. Renal is the medical word for kidney. My kidney doctor prescribes that for me. We're going to go through another medication as an example. It is a statin called Lipitor. The generic name is atorvastatin. I have no idea what the dosage is. I'm making up that it's 20 milligrams. We take one of those. I'm hitting enter every time, or you can also hit tab. The frequency is how often you take it. For this example, let's say that we take this twice a day. And then the reason you would take this statin would be high cholesterol or high lipids, whatever your medical provider tells you is the reason you need to take that medication. And we're going to say we started taking it sometime in 2022. And we are getting that one from our primary care provider. Next, you want to come down to this yellow, bright yellow box and click into it. And here you're going to enter any allergies that you have. For me, I am allergic to Keflex and Bactrim. Very important to have this information on here so that every doctor you hand this to will have that information, especially important in like an ER situation where you are dealing with providers who don't know you. Next, you want to come down here to the care provider section and enter in your care providers. I am going to type some stuff in a specialty, type some stuff in a name, type some stuff in a phone, type some stuff in an address. I'm going to do that again. This is where you will type in the specialty, for example, primary. Let's do this one as our renal doctor, and you'll put in their name, their phone number, and their address, obviously. Next, you want to delete any of these lines that you don't need. But to do that in Google Sheets, you're going to come over to the left to the number and click on it. You'll see that that highlights that whole row. From there, you'll have two choices. You can go to Edit and delete row 9. You can also highlight and then right click and choose delete row. Those also work if you want to delete more than one row at a time. Here I have 2 highlighted. I'm going to come up here to Edit, Delete, and it will say which rows it's going to delete. Or you can also right click and choose Delete. If you need to add rows, same thing, you're going to come over here to the number, you're going to highlight that entire row. For adding, you're going to go up to where it says Insert, Rows, and insert 1 row above or below. When I use this for myself, I like to color code my medications based on the provider. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So for me, I like to give each provider here a color and then put that color up on the medication that they prescribe. So for primary, I'm going to click on this first cell, hold it down and drag over. In Google Sheets, to color those cells, we are looking for what to me looks like a measuring cup that's spilling something. That is our fill color option. We click on that and we've got all of these different colors that we can choose from. So I'm going to choose something in the kind of pink family for my primary provider, and then I'm going to highlight renal, and I'm going to choose something in the green family. I'm going to carry that color up to the medications that they prescribe. So my primary care provider provides the Lipitor. And so we're going to highlight those just like we did before, come back up to the measuring cup and put that same pink there, and then do the same thing for the allopurinol using the green that we used for the renal doctor. If you needed to add rows and for some reason that color comes with it, sometimes that happens. Let's see if it happens this time. It didn't. But if we changed and one of these medications was being prescribed by someone else, we can take that coloring off by highlighting it again, going back to the measuring cup, and this time we want to click Reset, and that will take the color off. If you have a mistake in a cell, you want to click on the cell where you made the mistake, and you can either double click into this cell and either delete, or you can use the arrows to arrow over. Let's say this isn't 20, it's 2000. Your other option would be again to click on the cell and then bring your cursor up to this area where you can again use the arrows to go through there and delete the numbers that you don't need, or add or change, whatever you need to do. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can also visit my Etsy shop and send me a message there. It is sunnyjshop.etsy.com. Thank you.